Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live video podcast, and welcome to your weekly dose of coffee, dogs, and curiosities, your alternative CDC. I'm your host, Chris Ferrandi, the stunt dog guy. Today, we're going to drink a little coffee while we watch an amazing performance of 4-year-old Australian cattle dog by the name of Bisky. And then we're going to show you how to teach your dog how to jump through your leg. We call it the leg hoop. And then we're going to discuss the curiosity of the day, which is what's the best age to start training your dog? Now, of course, I always like to say thanks to everyone that's watching us today. And I'm kind of sad that this is actually going to be our last scheduled Coffee, Dogs, and Curiosities for a while, which means we're not going to be doing it scheduled every single week. Now that everyone's kind of back to work, with the pandemic, things are starting to open back up again, and our viewership has kind of taken a little bit of a decline now that everyone's kind of back into work. So we're kind of just changing things up a little bit, and we got a lot going on over the next couple of months. So we're going to be kind of focusing on some other things. So, but our plan is that we're going to be developing a new podcast. So stay tuned. I don't want to give out too many details, but we'll be doing some fun stuff throughout the year. In the meantime, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Stunt Dog Show Productions. Like us on Facebook, and stay tuned because we're going to be having future podcasts. Of course, we're going to be talking about our live shows, our travel adventures, and of course, we'll be giving you some training tips along the way. Also, please share the podcast on your social media if you haven't already. Help us grow this viewership. Let people know about us. And if you're watching right now, please leave me a comment. Let me know you're here, what you're up to today, and where you're watching from. Now, as some of you might know, I'm a California native, born and raised in Stockton, California. And today I'm representing my Cali mug. Oh, no, I don't. Shoot. What happened? I was supposed to have the Cali mug, but I don't have the Cali mug. I lied. I have my Niagara Falls mug instead. Whoops. They kind of look alike, actually. They're both from Starbucks. One's a little bit different color. But anyway, a little goof, but that's all good. Niagara Falls, I've been to about 4 times, actually. Niagara Falls is beautiful, gorgeous. If you haven't been there yet, definitely got to put it on your bucket list. I also want to remind you guys that we're going to be featured on Disney Plus tomorrow on It's a Dog's Life, hosted by Disney legend Bill Farmer. He is the voice of Goofy and Pluto and many more. And our episode is going to be dropping tomorrow and will be featured there for months to come. But if you're one of the first to watch, you got to let me know what you thought. Now, I actually have a teaser. Now, he posted on his Instagram today an extended teaser, one we haven't seen before. So I'm excited to share that with you. And I'm going to share it directly from his Instagram page. So check this out, guys. This is our teaser video.
Activity. They're going to go on their name. That is their cue to go around. So I'll say, Shadow, she'll go out, go for a catch. Vinny, he'll go out, go for a catch.
Wow. All dogs love to play. So Chris finds what a dog enjoys most, then helps them turn it into a stunt.
Yeah, beautiful. Shadow, get it, nigga.
Once dogs like Vinny and Shadow master their first trick, other stunts quickly follow.
You want to give it a shot with Vinny?
Yeah.
All right, well, get down real low for me, Bill, and I'll see if I can lure him up here. Vinny, come over here. Vinny, up. Yes, just like that.
Hey.
Ta-da!
And soon their playtime becomes showtime.
Oh my gosh, what a dog. What a beautiful boy.
And there it is, guys. A little preview of It's a Dog's Life on Disney Plus. They got already I think 5 or 6 episodes. If you haven't watched any of them yet, you got to check it out. It's a great show. Let us know what you think of it if you're watching. We got some people signing in right now. We have Karen, and Karen's already asking questions, and we're going to get to those questions and get you some answers here in a minute. We're going to be bringing Brian and Kara onto the channel. Steve saying hi. He's West California born and raised. I got Steph from the UK. And Steve commented as well. So right now we're going to get Brian and Kara onto the channel. So let's say hi to Brian and Kara. What's up, guys?
Hey, guys. How are you all today? Chris, I think I might have figured out why you forgot what coffee mug. And it's probably because that's an Irish coffee to some degree, right? A little
it could be.
Or something.
Yeah, maybe. It could be. I can't believe I did that. I had the California mug out, and I must have not paid attention and wasn't paying attention. It's been one of those days. I got a competition this weekend we're going to, dock diving, frisbee, and we just kind of been having that on our mind, plus our dogs, being sick too. So I just been having a lot on my mind. So I had a brain fart.
How about an update on your dogs?
Oh, thanks for asking. Yeah,
Yeah.
Coda's actually doing a lot better. He's still wearing his bodysuit. We got a suit that we have on him, so he can't get to the stitches or anything. Stitches should be coming out here soon, probably in a couple days, probably Monday. I think we're gonna take him in and get his stitches out. He's doing a lot better. Still not eating hard food, still on the soft food, but we expect that. Starlight, she's still the same. The meds are taking a while to kick in. She's got the MMM, masticular muscle mycotosis. I might not be saying that exactly correct, but it's a disease that attacks the muscles of the face and the jaw. And she's doing all right, though. I mean, it sucks, man. It really sucks. I don't think it's something that's ever going to go away. She'll always have it. But steroids supposed to help bring that swelling down and get her muscles back in order, basically.
She's a trooper. Starlight's a good dog. She'll be all right.
Yeah, I hope so. How are your dogs doing, by the way?
They're good. They're just having fun and training, enjoying the weather. So everybody's doing great.
Yes, this last week we've been trying to get everybody conditioned back up and ready to roll because if anybody out there doesn't know, we actually are one of the few that are getting to start back up with our shows starting tomorrow here at the Indianapolis Zoo. Our shows are at 11:30, 1:30, and 3:30 every day but Tuesday. So our one day off to relax. And we're very, very excited to get things going and have everybody come back. But to any of our fans that are watching that have liked the All-Star or All-Star Dog Challenge page or anything like that, just letting you know there are some guidelines that we are having to follow with the show, just for everybody's safety and our safety as well. And we won't be having our meet and greets. We know that is a favorite spot for a lot of people that come to see our shows, but we just want to be safe and careful, especially with the possibility of things getting transferred to dogs and then the dogs come to sleep with us. We don't want to take that risk. And we also won't be doing any audience participation stuff, but we're still going to have a great show, and anybody that's seen it is going to be wowed. We've got some new stuff in the show, and we're very, very excited. Sorry, it's like 88 degrees, but 1,000% humidity out here, so we're kind of sweating like a pig. But
Glistening.
We're glistening like one of the vampires from Twilight. We're diamond skin here. No, Kara's like, just stop. You're just going on and on. So, but no, we're excited and we're ready to roll.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad, man. And I can't wait to get shows happening there at the zoo again. I'm sure people are super excited to be able to go to the zoo again, especially with their kids and their families. It's a great outdoor activity there in Indianapolis. If you haven't been to the Indianapolis Zoo, you live anywhere nearby or you visit, you got to stop by. It's an incredible zoo. Lots of animals. I don't know how many they have right now. I can't remember, but they have some amazing exhibits.
Their big push right now is their new sloth exhibit. You got to come check that out. They have a whole area called the Mystery Park where they make it look like a rainforest and there's mist going, and then they have the sloths there. And then they're also offering an upcharge for your entry to the zoo. And I'm not sure on the numbers on that, but it's an opportunity to get some one-on-one time with a couple of their sloths and even do some feeding and get to pet them, which is a pretty cool opportunity.
Oh, wow. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
You guys got to check that out. Get some video if you do, and we'll share it on a future podcast. That'd be fun.
We took some pictures last year when the sloths first showed up, and anybody that knows about sloths, they're just very slow moving, and they're not super exciting, but it's still kind of a cool thing for sure.
Right. Sure. Awesome. Well, who do you have with you today? Who we showcasing? I know you got a lot of dogs on your team and your pack and your family. Who's this?
This is Bisky right here, who you were talking about. Our little red-headed devil.
Yeah.
Where'd you find Bisky, and how long have you had Bisky now?
Bisky's 4. I've had her since she was a puppy. She came from a ranch in Texas when she was just a little baby. And yeah, she's doing this for a while now. She's kind of been like figuring out what's, her thing, which we're moving away from certain things and doing tricks with her now. I know you're doing tricks. She loves to play Frisbee. She's a great little Frisbee dog. She actually likes dock diving as well. So she does a little bit of everything, but we hope that she's going to be our next up-and-comer for our trick routine.
Whenever Kara and I first met, she had just gotten Biscuit, and after about a year, I was like, dude, this dog has way too much energy. I don't know how I'm going to live with this thing.
She's cute.
She's really calmed down, and she's a really great dog. She's a very sweet girl.
Good looking
really
cattle dog.
Really fun in the bed. Yeah, cattle dog. She's
good size too. What's
She's
Big
naughty.
Bisky weigh? About 25 pounds?
Yeah, she's 22. She's
Nice.
tiny little girl.
Tiny. Well, let's see what she's got today. I can't wait to see some of her tricks, Kara. I know you've been working real hard teaching the dogs and watching you and following you on TikTok.
Yeah, so she's newer, so she's still learning, but I figured I'd show, this is I would say she's had a year worth of trick training. So this is some of the stuff we've been working on for everyone to see. It's not finished. We're always learning. But yeah, we'll show off some of her tricks this year.
Yes,
Okay.
she's a good girl. So give me 1 second while we get things flipped here.
Sure, man. That sounds good.
There we go. Enjoy my beautiful mug while I change some of the settings. Yep, there we go. Good job, Brian.
Once again, guys, you're watching Coffee Dogs Curiosity. For those of you that are live, let us know you're here. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you got any topic ideas for the future, we are going to be doing more podcasts. We're just kind of re-evaluating things, figuring out what's the best time to run the podcast. And, also just kind of figuring out everyone's schedules too, because things are starting to change a little bit. For example, our co-host Abby Klein is out in Florida, and she basically has had to get a dog training job out there due to the fact that we're not able to do live shows. So her schedule's kind of changed. She wasn't able to join us on Sunday, but we'll try to get her on a podcast down the road. But so we're still going to keep focusing on training dogs and giving you guys good, clean advice. We got some advice to give you today as far as how to get your dog to poop through your legs. So stay tuned. But right now, we got Bisky out here with Kara.
Bisky, the redheaded devil, doing her thing right here. Show her some love, guys. Let us know what you think of her.
Again, you're watching a live performance with Bisky.
She's getting an impressive resume of things that she's able to do that Kara's got her trained up on.
Finally. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Okay, learn on feet. Yeah, pretty cute.
It's a Suhei's trick with Coda.
Yeah, the footsies. Or the flip-floppies.
The flip-floppies, yes.
Yeah, new move.
That is a good girl. Now we're going to jump rope. Low clearance.
Uh-oh, we got the jump rope out.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So they're getting warmed up. They got live shows at the Indianapolis Zoo starting tomorrow. The zoo is back open. So if you live anywhere near Indianapolis, you're going to come out and see them perform live. They got over a dozen dogs performing. Nice job, Kara. Nice job.
There you go, Bisky. All right, guys, give us just a second to get the camera readjusted back, and we'll be right back with you.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we, of course, want to encourage all of you guys at home to do more with your dogs. We say it every time. It's been a message of mine since I started my show back in 1999. Teach your dog something new. Do more with them. It helps prevent those unwanted behaviors and increases the bond you have with your dog. And today, we really want to give back to you a little bit. And Kara put together a really cool video. So while they're getting set back up, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a video that Kara sent in to show you how to train your dog to hoop through your legs. So let's see if I can go ahead and bring that up right now for you. And let us know what you think. Does your dog know how to do this one?
How to teach your dog hooped leg in 60 seconds or less. In the beginning, you want to brace your leg on an object like a tree and get your dog comfortable going over your leg. You can bring your leg as low as possible to make your dog successful. Next, you'll turn around and place your leg backwards onto the object and give your dog a clear object to jump over. Once your dog is comfortable with this behavior, you can then start to create your hoop. In the beginning, your arm will be far away from your foot to make a very clear hoop for your dog. With more improvement, you can begin to close the hoop and have your hand be closer to the bottom of your foot. With enough practice, you'll be able to grab your foot and move away from your prop.
And that's how it's done, guys. That's how you teach your dog to hoop through the legs. Now, of course, in our book, our big book of tricks for the best dog ever, we go over how to train your dog to do the hoop through your arms. So that gives you an idea how to get them to do it through your legs. That one, unfortunately, didn't get included in our book. So that's a real treat to see today. And we're going to bring Brian and Kara back onto the channel here. We're going to get to our curiosity of the day. What's going on, guys?
Okay, we're back. Yes.
Yes. Good to see you back.
Yes,
Now,
we're excited. We had to restart it here, but we're good to go.
Oh,
now.
no problem. We're going to get to the curiosity. Now, last week we had a curiosity. Unfortunately, we had some connection problems last week. And I didn't get a chance to get your guys' opinion because this was your topic idea. So we're going to start with that. And then we're going to get into the actual topic of today, which is what's the best age to start training your dog. But first, before we do that, let me know if you're watching what you think. What's the best age should you start training your dog? What do you think? But let's talk about last week's topic a little bit more, and which was should you adopt 2 dogs or puppies at one time? I'm going to let Kara and Brian chime in on this because this was their topic after all.
Sure. Well, a lot of people think that when they have a dog and maybe it's, really energetic or bored, that getting a second dog might help. Or if they get 2 puppies at once, that, it'll be helpful to get, the potty training out of the way at the same time. But honestly, I don't recommend it for many reasons. Biggest thing I would suppose is because there is this thing called littermate syndrome. And that's where dogs that are littermates or possibly just born around the same age or grew up together, they develop behavior problems from being littermates. They can have dependency issues on each other. They might develop aggression amongst each other or in your home. So in general, I don't usually recommend adopting 2 puppies or getting littermates, just because if you can work with 1 puppy, get them up to where you like, then the next dog will learn those good behaviors versus you have 2 puppies possibly learning, bad behaviors from each other.
Right. No, I agree. I completely agree. Speaking of puppies, I'm throwing some of the photos you sent Bisky up. That's a puppy photo. I got fur flying here. My dogs are hanging out around my legs. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it. It's like I didn't want to go in my coffee.
No, we understand. We live that life too. It's always a battle with the dog fur. Yes. These are some great little pictures of little Biscuit there.
Yeah, sure. Bisky's definitely a cute dog. I just really love the puppy shot. Gosh, adorable.
I know.
Go ahead. No.
Oh, she was very, I guess the best word would be ditzy as a young dog. She was like super motivated, but she was very much the whole like squirrel type dog. So she's really grown up and matured. It was a little bit of a struggle. If you are probably familiar, cattle dogs can be a pain in the butt, but she's actually a super cool dog, super fun. I love her size.
Oh yeah, she's got a great size. That's a perfect size, honestly. It's like the sweet spot, in anywhere. I kind of like 25 to 35. It's kind of my sweet spot, but I mean, a little over 20 pounds sometimes can be great. It can be just perfect because they're not putting all that pressure on your body when they're jumping off, doing the stunts. They're easy to do the dog catch. It's not like you're pulling muscle in your back. Although you guys don't have to worry about that as much because you guys are younger than I am. As you start getting a little bit older, you're just like you want to go for the smaller dogs.
Dude, I'm getting up there. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not that much younger than you, so
yeah.
Get off the pity party on that. But I'm gonna roll back just real quick into the topic we were talking about, the littermate syndrome.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can speak from someone that does not have as large of a resume as far as training the dogs go. We took on a pair of littermates this last year, and I personally saw I'm really bad about being fun time dad. Which I hope she knows that she's told me I've gotten much better. But I have a tendency to kind of let the dogs do their thing and not be as firm as I probably should be sometimes. But what happens is, so what happened with these 2 puppies is I was regularly letting them out together and such. And it got to a point where the puppies were just completely blowing us off. They had no interest in responding to coming to us, anything. They were feeding with each other's treats and roughhousing very heavily. And it got to the point where we had to keep them completely separated, that they weren't able to go out at the same time or anything like that. And it took a little almost 6 months, maybe even more than that, to kind of get them to where they were staying responsive. And we are still very hesitant to let them out together at the same time, because they very, very quickly snap right back into that, oh, we don't need you anymore, we got each other again. So
Right.
that's playing off what Kara was talking
Yeah,
about.
I think that's the downfall of getting two dogs at one time, that they'll get too bonded with each other and not bonded with you. Absolutely. The only time I've ever adopted litter mates was when I got my first dog, Pepper, and I didn't really adopt both of them, to be honest. But my dad, who lived really close, adopted the other one, so we had the litter mates kind of together a lot. So they weren't in the same household, so it was a little different. But that's the only time I've ever adopted two dogs from the same litter, so that's. So I didn't really have a lot to go on with that, because I can tell you that I don't try to adopt two dogs at the same time, just because I want them to, bond with us and want to have all that focused attention on them.
Absolutely. And I've raised for clients or for rescue. I've raised litter mates, and it's a struggle. And every dog's different, but there's a pair that they did not get along. They two males, they didn't like each other, and to this day, if they still see each other, years apart, they still remember that they don't like each other, and they'll get into a scuff. So it can be it can be pretty damaging. So I don't recommend it to people unless they are confident in their skill and they know what to do to avoid litter mate syndrome.
Right. Gotcha. Well, let's get to today's curiosity now. Thanks again for chiming in on that. I know last week we had some struggles with the connection, so thank you guys for giving your opinion on that and advice. But today's curiosity is, what's the best age to start training your dog? And I'll let you guys kick it off again. Go for it.
Great.
The best answer is as soon as possible. I love starting with puppies personally. So whenever I get them, around 8 weeks or so, a lot of people wonder what we start with, and we don't start doing big stunts right off the bat, but we're going to start teaching them things like, accepting food from the hand and simple luring and basic obedience. But once the dog is adjusted and comfortable in the home, I recommend starting as soon as possible.
I agree. I completely agree. I think so. What's up, Gideon? How's it going, buddy? And hi, Diana.
Yeah, I know. I was like, hey, Gideon chimed in.
What's going on, guys? Yeah,
awesome.
I agree. I think you train a dog at any age. Obviously, we've done the podcast before. Can you train an old dog to do new tricks? This one's a little bit different as far as like what age should you start. Yeah, as soon as you get your dog, start training them. I mean, puppies do learn faster than older dogs. That's pretty true. I mean, just as we as humans, when we're younger, we learn things pretty quick. It's easier to like pick up a language, for example. As we get older, it could be more challenging. Not to say that we can't like learn. Same with the dogs. As they get older, they can learn. But when they're younger, they're more impressionable. And there's certain times of their life when you need to get them around other distractions, other dogs, other people. And it's during their early stages that's the most important. So yeah, as soon as you get your dog, start training them. And again, don't train them to do the big stunts. I don't do any jumping with my dogs, like big jumping. So after they're a year old or more, until their plates are developed. Also get a good visual on their hips from your vet. I think around 16 to 18 months, somewhere in that range. I think around a year and a half, you can get an X-ray of their hips. Make sure their hips are good before you start doing anything too strenuous on your dog, from agility to frisbee or any dog sports. Just to be aware of your dog's body and their condition and what their capabilities are going to be. That way you have a dog that's, going to have good longevity and not have like arthritis or issues as they get older.
And what Kara was talking about, like she likes to start them off with the puppies. I'm going to tell on her a little bit. I think if it was Kara's way, it would just be puppies all the time. There would just be puppies all the time. But she's very nice, and for my sanity, she doesn't. We don't take on a lot of puppies right now.
Right,
so.
I know. Yeah, sometimes puppies can be tough. I'm kind of tossed up on when I adopt a dog. Do I want a puppy or do I want a dog that's a little bit older? They each have their moments. Of course, puppies are super cute. They're so cuddly, and then you get so bonded with them. And I've had some bad luck recently, so it's made me kind of take a step back, I think, because I've adopted these cute puppies and they just unfortunately just didn't work out for like performing in shows. And they're great dogs, but with what we're doing, we really want them to be involved in our lifestyle. And if they're not into it, I don't want to force the dog to do it. So it might not be the best environment. So then I'm having to rehome, and I'd never want to have to do that, but I've had to the last couple of times with the puppies. With getting a dog that's like anywhere from 9 to 10 months to a year and a half to 2 years old, what their personality is going to be like as far as their drive. Are they friendly with the other dogs? Or are they focused? Don't you guys agree?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's some major benefits to adopting an older dog. A year plus. Brian's border collie, I mean, he got her at 3 years old, but with a little bit older, you kind of, like you said, you know what you have there. Versus with a puppy, you can shape and mold it, but only so much. The dog is what it is. So I definitely see the benefits of it. I just love training puppies. I love clicker training and shaping and molding. So that's why I like puppies. But we've had similar situations where we've adopted dogs and they just did not enjoy the lifestyle, and we found them fantastic pet homes. And it happens, unfortunately. But like you said, we want the dogs to enjoy doing this, and not be like, oh God, we want them to love it. So if they don't love it, then they can go sit on someone's couch, and I know that they'll love that.
Yeah,
it's something that we've seen several times, and I know you've seen as well. You're out training with them and you're doing great, and then you bring the dog into a live show environment, and all of a sudden you got a completely different dog.
Yes.
So, I mean, just being in those situations is important, and Kara and I both worked very hard on the socialization and slowly integrating the dogs into them. And Kara's really good at spotting it fast, like if this dog is or is not going to work out in our situation.
Right.
And Kara does a great job, and it's one of the things that I do love about her, of doing her due diligence to make sure the dog goes to a good home that's going to suit their lifestyle and ours as well. It's really, really important to us.
It is important.
We want to see success, just like you do too. You want the dog to be successful and happy no matter what. And if they're not going to be happy with us, we want them to be happy in a pet home, and that's highly important.
Well said. Yes, and that is very true. Well, if anybody's watching right now, if you got anything you'd like to chime in on, feel free to send us a comment right now. We're going to be concluding this podcast here in just a couple minutes. So, again, don't forget to tune in to our Disney Plus episode tomorrow. I don't know if you guys get Disney Plus on the road, but I can't wait. I don't know if you've seen any of the It's a Dog's Life yet, but they're really well done, man. Just well edited, a lot of fun from beginning to end. It has some training tips throughout. Exceeded my expectations in every manner. It's a really fun show, and not just for kids, but for adults too. And Bill's such a great guy. Him and his wife they're just awesome people, just really down to earth. And the show's real. You know what I mean? It's not fake. It's real. And you don't find a lot of shows out there. I mean, you think you're watching real shows sometimes, and it's all scripted and all this stuff. No, I was behind the scenes. It's not scripted. It's all ad lib. It's all just improv. It's just good fun for the whole family. So.
Well, it makes it natural, and you're really getting a good feel for it. And I know you're excited for this show to come out. You were talking to us about this months ago, so I know that you and Sue and everybody on the Stunt Dog team is excited to see how this all plays out.
Right. Wait, we just got a comment from Diana, who just adopted a new toy. I believe it was what did she say again? She has a toy. Oh gosh, I lost the comment. There's lots of comments here, but she adopted a puppy, not a puppy, a 5-year-old dog that's a small little dog, and a Yorkie, I think it is. And she's asking whether they're good starter tricks for little dogs. I think for little dogs, I like little things like the hoop to the arms, like really down low, the shake, the spin, the twist, maybe circling through your legs like a figure 8, roll over, lay down, crawl. Those are all fun little tricks to teach a little dog. What do you think, guys? What would you
and Diana, if you have a chance to go back to our one of our podcasts with Little Man, he's a Chihuahua that I have, and so you can see some of his little dog tricks. For little dogs, if you are able to, I like getting on the ground with them and doing tricks, kind of getting down to their level and have them jump over your arms and your body. But because for me, sometimes it's difficult to bend over all the time for a little guy because mine's only 6 pounds. But everything Chris said, I like spins and turns, and I get down on the ground and I have little hooped arms that they go through, and leg weaves and pretty much similar things to the big dogs, but starting off slow and building off their confidence.
Mm-hmm. I think one that I really like is if you can train this with a little dog, is teaching them not to bark. That's a good one.
The little dogs like to talk.
Like to bark.
Yeah. That's because they're little. They got to get the attention. Well, they want you to be aware. That's what it is. They want you to be aware that they're there because they're little and they're more prone to get stepped on. That's my opinion. That's why the little dogs bark.
Little man is
bad about step on him, right?
He wants you to know that he is there and do not forget about him. But I mean, how could you forget about that guy? He's very prominent in your face, but now he's a barker. That's for darn sure.
Oh yeah, little dogs always are. Well, thanks guys so much for you taking us on this journey here and this Coffee Dogs Curiosity for the last few months. It's been a lot of fun. Again, we're not calling that quits. We're just not going to be doing scheduled weekly podcast. We'll be doing podcasts, but just kind of more sporadic and here and there until we can get on a little bit of a schedule and figure out what our Wi-Fi is going to be like, and you know, give you guys a chance to kind of get in the mode there in the zoo, and maybe we can get some footage of some of your live performances at some point, and we could throw that in and do. I was thinking maybe we'll do a podcast sometime around 4th of July. You know, I think that'd be a fun one. Talk about sound desensitization, things like that. You know, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do another podcast here in a couple of weeks. We're just going to take a little bit of a break from. I want to reevaluate the time slot too. 2 p.m. I think might not be the best time Pacific. You know, I'm thinking maybe either later in the day or earlier in the day, and we might be restructuring the podcast, maybe changing the title. And doing a different podcast, you know what I mean? But a podcast, you know. So, and it might go live on Coffee Dogs Curiosity. It might not, but stay tuned on Stunt Dog Show Productions for sure, because that's when we'll make the announcement, either on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page as well. So,
yep, this was a great jump off to see how things are going to work out. We've had really positive remarks and comments from people, and it's something that we're excited to keep going. And I think you're exactly right, Chris. We restructure it and find a better time slot and things like that, and it's really going to make this be very popular. You've done a great job. We appreciate you having us on, and thanks for all that you do. So thank you, and all the viewers that have watched. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it very much, and thank you, Brian. I appreciate you saying that. And you guys all take care. Have a wonderful rest of June, and I hope things are kind of getting back to normal where you are. So, again, thanks so much for watching, everybody. We look forward to seeing you next time on Coffee, Dogs, and Curiosities, your alternative CDC. I'm your host, Chris Brownie, the Stunt Dog Guy. That was Brian and Kara. We'll see you guys next time.